All right, so we are in Marine on St. Croix, Minnesota. This is William O'Brien State Park, the Savanna Campground. All right, so we are at William O'Brien State Park, located in Marine on St. Croix, Minnesota. Now today is St. Patrick's Day. Last year I attempted a scout here on the same day, but ran into some issues, so I had to bail and I went and scouted another campground. So today the mission is to scout the Riverway Campground and the Savanna Campground as well. It's a little bit of an ambitious scout. We did have a blizzard a couple days ago, so the snow is going to be pretty deep, and it's pretty frigid out as well. So to our left will be the Riverway Campground, and to our right will be the Savanna Campground. All right, now we're going to check out the Savanna Campground. So the Savanna Campground is straight ahead. There is a Wedge Hill group camp and walk-in sites 130 and 131 to the left. Now we're not going to check out the ladder. However, because this is open, we're just going to drive through here and just take a glance at the area. There should be 3 group camps in this area and 2 walk-in sites in this area. And I do have a hike video that I did at this state park where I show the hike down straight ahead. And we also take a look at the walk-in sites on that video as well. Looks like there's a private residence straight ahead. Ooh. Yep, so the group camps and the walk-in sites are over in this area here. So now we'll go back to this intersection and resume our way to the Savanna Campground. Now because it is the winter season, only 1 loop out of the 4 loops in the Savanna Campground here are open for reservations, and there are some camper cabins near the first loop as well. So we're not going to be able to drive through and do a pre-scout of all the loops. Looks like the camper cabins are in here. There's a hiking trail along our right. I showed that hiking trail on my hiking video. I believe that was in the fall of 2024. All right, we are approaching the Savanna Campground here. And here's the visitor parking area. So this is where they block it off. And that's where the 3 loops are beyond there. So we'll check those out on foot. We'll do a pre-scout though, drive through with the vehicle of this first loop here, which is going to be the first loop we're going to check out on foot as well. And the numbering here, it picks up where the Riverway Campground leaves off numerically. And we just completed a scout of that campground as well. So you should check that out if interested. Gives you a pretty good look at the sites. Even though it's winter time, you still get a good look at the sites and also of the Riverside Group Camp, which is a pretty nice group camp. Here's the vault toilet. There's 2 of them. Just to our right here. This area is open in the winter. Site 70 is near and dear to my heart. This is where I had one of the coldest camp trips on St. Patrick's Day of 2023. 3 years ago today. So we're going to try to complete this scout in under 3 hours. All right, let's go. All right, so we are in Marine on St. Croix, Minnesota, which is the name of the city. This is William O'Brien State Park, the Savanna Campground. There should be almost 50 sites here in this campground. And the numbering picks up where the Riverway Campground left off. That's near Lake Alice down that way. So almost all these sites are going to be really close quarters. Kind of shocked that there's nobody here actually. It is a pretty frigid day out. We had a blizzard a couple days ago also. They didn't seem to get too much snow here in this city. Got electrical here. Looks like a lot of them have electrical.
This state park, it doesn't really have a lot of secluded sites. Most of them are really close quarters. So the Riverside Group Camp is kind of in its own little area, but there's a trail that kind of goes through a portion of it. So 69. So this one's kind of been in my back pocket for a potential camp one day, maybe in the winter like this. It's a little close to the vault toilets, which is not good when other people use them, but it's very convenient, obviously, when you need to use it. So for me personally, this would be a good cold winter camp. Like today. Today would be a good day for this particular site to camp here in a tent. And this loop is closed off, so there's no concerns with any neighbors over here. Any sites in this loop though, there might be people there reserved. But I am getting a vault toilet smell from right here, so that is not good. And it's the winter time, and there's 2 vault toilets, so it's in stereo, the potency. And these toilets are used all year round. So yeah, it's high risk of a vault toilet smell. And that odor would not go well if you're freezing in a tent either. And good old Site 70. That looks like the same as it did 3 years ago today. And it's literally as cold as it was. So I camped here this very day 3 years ago, and it's still one of the coldest camps I've ever done. It's right next to this hiking trail. You probably get skiers on this trail this time of year. Wow. Yeah, I cut myself pretty bad preparing some wood here, so I had to get my vehicle and mend the wound. It's really cold. And my tent right here. There's another guy in a trailer. He's camping over here. I think it was 2 sites down, not this one, but the next one. I think both of us were kind of under the impression that neither one of us would be here. Kind of got that impression that we were just kind of both on the same mission to be alone. So in that sense, it worked out for both of us. It's kind of surreal to actually be here in the moment. We're looking up at the sky, seeing some constellations, some stars. It's a really good trail. Again, I got a video where I did a hike on this trail. I started from down there and I went this way and then around. It's a really good trail. Alright, good to see you again, buddy. Now, someone might have been here during that blizzard. That would have been a cozy night. Yeah. Really love these mucklucks and the rain over trousers, because I can just walk in the deepest snow and it doesn't even matter. It's really cool. at 72. So this one is right in the open here. I'm not a big fan of that. I think when I was here 3 years ago, this site was reserved, or at least it was blacked out, but no one ended up occupying it when I was here. But it's a little close to 70. Just kind of a shame when you have to put earbuds in and blast music when you're camping, because you can hear other people so well. Alright, so 73 is over here. This one's right by this camper cabin. That one as well. It's pretty close to this one though. Really like that courtesy overcast over the really bright sun. I'm kind of shocked there's nobody here. $74. Oh, I like this tree here. That's neat. Yeah, just kind of alongside of the road here with no brush, no bushes or brush. So obviously we'll just get a glance at these camper cabins. It's Arcola. That's Copas over there. Site 76. Just had to do a Patty's Day greeting to my sister. She stayed at one of these camper cabins a while back. '78. They're burning a lot of wood down there. Probably wood from fallen trees that they collected. Alright, so now we're gonna check out the sights in the other loop. So I did a camp trip here in fall of 2024. That was the day that I did the hike here. And I stayed in the very last loop. I got pretty lucky as far as the neighbors that were near me. But there was one group across from me on the other side of the loop. And there were a few moments, this lady was talking to her kids like we were in a trailer park in North Branch or something. It was pretty brutal. But it was a perfect autumn night. It really was. So the way these loops work is you come out here and you go in over there. So we're gonna go in over there and come around. And I'm gonna do that just to try to stay numerical. It isn't that much backtracking. And I'm feeling okay. Even after over 5.5 miles with the scout from earlier. They got another barricade up here as well. Wow. So maybe they keep this loop open at certain times, but they keep the other loops blocked. Maybe that's possible. Usually I've always noticed though that only the first loop is open in the winter months and all the other ones are closed off. So 79 through 96. gonna be slightly off numerical, but I'm not gonna go back and forth here. So we'll start with 80 first. It contradicts what I just said, but that's okay to pivot for practicality. Sometimes you make a statement and then life, it challenges you on it immediately. Like, oh, you're gonna do that? Oh, how about now? Just good to document one of those moments. It's about 10 degrees warmer than it was when I started today, and it should keep going up, but not much. We're gonna probably gain maybe 5 degrees during the entirety of the scout. It'll put us almost in the comfort zone. Right now you got to kind of keep moving to stay warm. Kind of like the layout of this one. Yeah, so if you ever camped here before, let me know. It'd be kind of cool to hear about it. How your experience was, or what site you stayed at. Any pieces of knowledge you might have about the area or the park. Probably about 6 to 8 inches worth of snow here. That's a little bit of a effort to haul through it. Even with the snow covering on, you still get a pretty good sense of the sites, what they look like, the layout, their proximity to other sites. I like when the picnic tables stick out like that further. I'm wearing a Gore-Tex layer of trousers, and I'm also wearing a shell jacket for wind prevention. So you might hear like a loaded diaper sound. That's all that is. Well, I really like this area in here. It's really neat. A lot of brush too in the surrounding, even though the sites are close. It's real brushy. Yeah, this is a cool one. A little open where cars drive by, where the tent would be. But I like this area with the trees here. It's really neat. Summer sun might peek through in this window here, down here. Yeah, I think 84 might be my favorite so far. It's possible. Usually though, I try to get sites that go along the edge that have less, they don't have neighbors on one side or the other side. We got some parking here for the restroom shower area. So I like this one because it's got its own little area here. And there's no surrounding sights. There's a hiking trail along there though, but I like this right here. So electrical panels over here, so there might be a hum or a buzzing sound. That's a risk. Also a propane tank. I don't know if you get a sound from that at all. Just not sure. There should be a courtesy path down to the trail there. It's really open also. That summer sun is gonna beat down more than likely. So there's a lot of foot traffic here. People probably using that trail and then going to the restroom or the vault toilet over here. Actually, I do that myself, so I'm gonna do a quick break here. We'll check out the vault toilet here. All right, it's open. That's good. Okay. So the toilet, that's not good. All right, not bad. So pretty packed, pretty full, close to the top. But works as expected. Okay, how's the park ranger? That's just great. See if that ranger's gonna haggle me. Oh, man. So this right here, I don't see any sign for it right here. There's a footpath to the hiking trail down there. Okay, so this must be 88 right here, which is strange because the sign's here. The parking's right there though, so I don't know why the sign wouldn't be there. Well, that's a little weird. A little weird. I like this tree in the middle here, that's cool. So you might catch an odor from them vault toilets there. Like I'm about to take off my one of my upper layers here. Do that here at 91. The picnic table there. I'm gonna take that layer off real quick. Wish his jacket had like some kind of like a wool liner in it, you know, for insulation and moisture absorption. Mainly moisture absorption. To wick away sweat. But that's okay. Alright, make sure you got extra room in the pack. Don't really want to fill the pack to the brim. You don't need to. You know, some people I heard they got like what they call go bags, and they're just filled to the brim. And this guy was like, I don't want to take anything out to show you what I got because it'll take forever to put it back in. Well, imagine if you were in a go situation and you needed one thing in it. How inconvenient. Usually things are chaotic when that happens. You gotta be able to access stuff and put stuff away in a timely fashion. You don't got time to sit and fiddle with it and get it perfectly in there. So you always want a little bit of room in your packs. You won't have every luxury in the world, but you'll be able to access and put away stuff. Been doing pretty good for time here. My goal is to be completed before 3 p.m. or 1500. It doesn't matter, I can go till 6 if I need to. And today is a Tuesday. I know it doesn't say the actual day next to the date, but today is a Tuesday in this date and time. I heard a rumor once that Tuesday is the most productive day of the week. And the roads do seem more busy on Tuesdays. I just love walking in really deep snow and not having to worry about it getting inside of my boots or my footwear. Alright, that's the last site in the second loop here at William O'Brien State Park, located in Marine on St. Croix, Minnesota. We're about halfway through. 2 more loops. We're off to sites 97 and 125. So there's a lot of sites here at this state park, which makes sense because they cram them all next to each other. This whole state park should probably have less than 70 campsites, in my opinion. Everything is just so cramped. This area here, like if the literal people exist, this is where they'd be, in this area. No, same setup here. This point here is the exit for the one-way of the third loop. Oh yeah, we got sites along the side here as well. We'll take a look at those when we swipe back. Sites 99 to 109. What's this one here? Alright, 98. Yeah, we'll check this one out before we move on. This one I was considering a while back. Just from looking at the map though, I didn't know what it looked like. And, you know, the one picture they provide. It's right real close to the road. It's very kind of slanty. The vault toilet is just there, so it's not too bad. It's on the other side of that loop. I like this area here for a tent. It's cool. I think this is kind of like a boggy, marshy area here. This ain't too bad. Alright, now we move on to 99 to 109. I'll do 100 first because it's right here. Kind of real open to the road here. Triple digits. And we'll go back down one. Looks like a nice little tent area right here. There's the sweeping lights of the vehicles entering this loop here, this third loop of this campground. So a little close to this site. This is a footpath, I do declare. Yeah, I think this is the way I came when I camped here on that far end. I'll show you that side on that last loop. I came through here, then went up in here. We'll check out 101 first. So if you're camping on the third or the fourth loop here, this would be the vault toilet that you would have. I don't think there's any other down there. We'll look closer obviously in a little bit. I don't think there is though. This is the one. So we're going to look at this while we're here. The hiking trails right alongside here as well. So they got it locked up, but inside this vault toilet is where I encountered a little baby mouse. I liberated him from here. Not sure how far he got after that happened, but at least he wasn't in a horrifying vault toilet, trapped. And there's not a plethora of vault toilets around this incredibly crowded campground, so it's gonna have an odor to it, a bit profound. And there's no shortage of people booking sites in this campground either. This is one of the closer state parks to the cities. So this might be the most popular go-to for people in like the main metro area, surrounding suburbs. So this immediately jumped out at me, this area back here for a tent. This is a really nice pull-in, an awesome tree, decent cover, next to the vault toilet, a little close, but convenient. A reasonable courtesy path back door to the vault toilet. So this is definitely my favorite site so far, out of all the ones we've seen in this campground. Wow. Wow, you got your own little area back here. There's brush here that'll build up and mitigate the lights a little of the vehicles, whatnot. Oh, this is awesome. So I might add this one to the docket, my personal docket of back pocket sites. This would be an easy one because you got the vehicle you can pull in, and the only risk is the annoyance of other people. Everything else is just a simple everything's just so much easy aside from that as far as camping goes. 103 is a good one. A little bit of sweeping action with the car lights though, the vehicles. But you could park your vehicle right here, kind of block a lot of it. Wow, that made me feel good looking at that one. Just getting this wonderful happy joy feeling, like the vitamin D is kicking in after I see a really good sight that I like. I do like how they're fencing this in. The fences aren't the most beautiful thing in the world, but they're protecting one of the most beautiful things in the world. I can see, you can just sit right here and just watch everyone go in and out of the vault toilet. Man, I am stoked about 103. Okay. We got a jet engine sound overhead. Reasonable altitude though, and not very frequent. You know, Afton State Park is it's a lot worse when it comes to airplanes, unfortunately. So here it's definitely mellowed out a lot. And Afton's just, yeah, maybe 30 minutes south of here along the river. Here is a footpath to the little shower area over here. I'm gonna leave that a mystery. It's locked up anyways. It's good to have some mysteries. This will help you figure out a lot as far as choosing a site. I like the atmosphere in these second loops better. Like I mentioned earlier, it's kind of like this is where the little people would be if they existed. Just got a really cool atmosphere, cool vibe to it. Got a little opening here. They put a rock here to prevent people from pulling in. More than likely, that's the purpose of that rock. It kind of looks like a parking area. I really like the tree action here. And if little people did exist, I mean leprechauns, or trolls, or I forget the other ones are called. The littler form of trolls. This would be a good spot for hammocking for them. Yeah, so 108. Here we got 109. I really like these trees right here. Whoops. All right, so that's the last site in this third loop here at the Savanna Campground at William O'Brien State Park, located in Marine on St. Croix, Minnesota. I think I'm finally starting to say that properly. It is an interesting name for a city. I just don't know if I'm a fan of more than one word for a city, you know, and this one has 3 words. Well, it's kind of 4, actually. I mean, Saint is kind of its own word. So I'm getting a little bit of a hot spot under my right foot, and my left hip is slowly acting up, but it's maintaining pretty well. It's doing better than it did the last couple hike scouts I did this year, so that's good. It's off to sites 110 and 125. The final 4th loop. I did some snow removal a few days ago during the blizzard as well. I actually used my pulk that I put together for the first time to help transfer the snow, because I didn't have anyone to plow it, so I had to transfer the snow to get my vehicle out to go to work, and it worked really, really good. And that was really good exercise. All right, site 110. The thing I don't like about these sites on the side of the road is that they're on the side of the road. And this area of the campground is only open during the more popular months of the year, so that you're gonna have vehicles driving constantly. And this part is a bit of a two-way road as well. So you're going to have the in and the out. And these sites are pretty close. So I like that one, the first one on this edge, better, because it's a fair distance from this site and it has no sites on the other side. I like how these sites are along this like marshy, boggy area. All right, 111. So this is the exit of the one-way. for this fourth and final loop. $112. I really like the atmosphere of this one. It's just the close quarters of the surrounding sites. It's no good. I have an extremely low tolerance though for noise or sounds. I'm extraordinarily irritable. I think it's something that evolved over a decade of doing audio engineering. It's kind of a negative artifact of that lifestyle. I think that's what it was. Hereditary too plays a role, I'm sure. If I had the ability to just turn my hearing off, I think I'd be more flexible and inclusive as far as my opinions go for these close quarter campsites. And 113. I was concerned before I came here today that the recent blizzard snowfall would cover up too much. You wouldn't really be able to see that much. But this isn't bad at all. You can see the fire pits and everything. You can even see some slopage. So this ain't bad at all. So this one seems like it'd be open, but the trees cover over it, so that is really awesome. It's like a dome of tree cover. They're just kind of open here to the neighbors, which is lame. But you got this little back area here, kind of. This one ain't too bad. And there's just wilderness back here. So this ain't too bad. That's your biggest threat right there. The cars won't even be that bad because they'll be coming alongside this way, and none will be coming this way unless they're knuckleheads. A little bit of a window into this site. So this is the site that I stayed at in fall of 2024. I think it was October. And this campground got pretty packed. Yep, sure did. Neighbors next to me were okay though. Neighbors here were okay. Everyone was pretty much okay. There's some knuckleheaded, I can't say it, lady somewhere over there she thought she was still at home in her trailer park in North Branch based on the way she was talking to her kids, which was really cringy given that this whole campground was pretty much full. It's really weird. It was kind of later at night too. It was really weird. It cracked me up though, of course. But yeah, 1:15. And there's a trail along this way. You can actually meander through here in this direction and you'll stumble upon it. Yeah, I had an awesome camp here. It was perfect weather. I set my tent up right over in here. The leaves were just perfect. I think we even got a mild rainstorm at, I'm not 100% on that, but if it wasn't a big one. It was just enough to be cool. Yeah, it's so surreal being back here right now. It's weird. It's weird how that works. It's like I was here in the future the whole time, looking at myself, looking at ghosts of myself. It's really weird. When I booked that camp, there was almost nothing was booked. I booked it like a month in advance, and then as we came closer to the day of, the weather was just really nice the week prior, so the people just started booking in. It was mid to late October. So if the temperature is really nice mid to late October, people will take advantage of it and they will go camping at the state parks. Yeah, this is a good site. Of course, so you got the vehicle lights coming dead on. Oh, so that can be obnoxious. I don't recall that really bothering me that much. I did have earbuds in and I was listening to stuff, so it was kind of, I was blocking out the sounds. I remember that. But it was a quiet night. Can't remember if I put earplugs in. That's a good one though. Good times. Take care, buddy. So this should be I'm not sure. I can't see 116 anywhere. It just goes to 117. So I'm thinking maybe they had 116 in here and then they changed it. But this looks like it's for 118. So we'll go to 117. I think this is one I almost booked this over 115. But then I was mulling it over for a long time. And then I decided to go with that one. I'm not sure what caused me to do that. I think it had something to do with one of these sites over here being reserved. But yeah, my neighbors, when I was over there, the neighbors here, they had a big RV and it was just kind of like a wall here. So I couldn't see anything over here. And they were pretty good as far as close quarter camp neighbors go. There was no sounds that I can remember, no buzzing sounds or air conditioner, generator. Yeah, this one ain't bad at all. You might have some sweeping lights from the cars turning, but you got a lot of brush to kind of block it, mitigate it. And you do have a little ways to walk to the vault toilet down there, which I showed you at the other loop. Yeah, not bad. Well, I think I hear black-capped chickadees. I'm pretty sure that's them. That's kind of an interesting perspective from inside of this site. But you got potential car lights. He's closing in on you. So you could have maybe 5 car lights from people that are parked in their sites pointed at you at any given moment. They should have just left the center area open, or not, with no sights, I'm saying. Still kind of an interesting site here in the middle of everything. This tree really makes it a nice ambient feel to it, good ambiance. Oh, we're getting through these sites, huh? You can see the skier there with the ski trail. Pretty sure that trail is skiing only in the winter months. Here you got this courtesy path right here, right from the site to that hiking trail right there. That's pretty cool. So if nobody is in this site, you're camping at one of the surrounding sites, you can cut through here, and I think that's actually what I did when I started my hike from my camp. I cut through one of these sites because nobody was there. But that's a really good hiking trail. And the wind is picking up a little. Whew. Looks like we got some water here. That footpath to go over that vault toilet starts just past 1, 2, 3. Looks like we still got a cell signal here. So it looks like the whole Savanna Campground has reasonable cell signal. The Riverway Campground though is spotty. I think it's because it's further down the bluff right along the river. I don't see a 1, 2, 2. Little partial footpath here directly to the vault toilet from this site. And there's the path to the other loop, and then the vault toilet. These are the last two sites. This cool little fairy fort right here. And the final site. All right, there it is. That's a scout of all the campsites at the Savanna Campground at William O'Brien State Park, located at Marine on St. Croix, Minnesota. So I couldn't believe that there wasn't one site that was occupied in this campground specifically. But we took a look at every single site except the 2 walk-in sites and the 3 group camps over by Wedge Hill. But none of them were reserved. So we were able to walk inside and look at all of them. It's pretty awesome. That's another reason why I kind of wanted to do it this time of the year. Well, there was a bit of snow, but it should help you get a pretty good look at the sites here. You try to make a better decision, a little bit more than just a picture on the DNR webpage for reserving. And this campground does get pretty packed. I'll keep that in mind. You might want to bring earplugs and earbuds and just be prepared. There's some really good hiking around here though. So if you can get here early and do a hike before you set up camp, I would advise you do that. There's some kind of creature down there. It might be a turkey. I've got 16 degrees Fahrenheit right now. When we started, it was about 2 degrees Fahrenheit, maybe 4. Says I'm at about 9.3 miles walked, and all but about maybe a mile is in kind of deep snow, so that's a little bit of an effort. It says my average speed is 2 miles per hour. So that's pretty good, given the mucklucks and the snow. It's really good. My step length is 22.4 inches, which is probably good given my height. And I'm at 20,430 plus steps. By the time I get to the vehicle and put a bow on it, probably be at over 9.5 miles. That's pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good too. Although I am ready to start the rest/recovery period from this venture. So I'm not really sure what my next scout is going to be. from this date and time. I do got a couple camp trips reserved for the year, only 3 actually, so that's a few. One is at Franz Hevne. I got one at Jay Cook, and I'm having a hard time thinking because I'm kind of tired here. I got another one. I gotta try to camp at 4 places this year: Zippo Bay State Park, Franz Hevne State Park, Old Mill State Park, and Lake Bronson State Park in the northwestern part of the state. I camp at those. I call them the final 4. I would have camped at every single state park in Minnesota as of this date. Upper Sioux Agency, the failed leadership of this state shut that park down about a year before I was going to camp there. I'll try not to let that bother me, but I kind of feel like I cheated one out. I got cheated out of one, and I'm kind of cheating by not doing the one, but it doesn't exist anymore, so I guess it doesn't matter. They had a really cool park sign too. I saw that only because of a Stinkleberry farmer did a video on it before they shut that park down. So thank you for doing that, Stinkleberry. Thank you, man. I was able to see that, some of that park and that awesome park sign. I'll never get to camp in the Yellow Medicine Campground. That's something I will resent and hold in my heart for a long time. So this has been a scout of the Savanna Campground at William O'Brien State Park, located in Marine on St. Croix, Minnesota. I hope this helped. If it did, please let me know. I'd really appreciate that. It would mean a lot to me. Well, thanks for taking a look. Happy St. Patrick's Day. We finally did it. The luck of the Irish came through. And though I'm part Irish, do not kiss me. I never understood that. I always thought that was kind of weird. We'll do the ride out of here. See you in the next one.